All right, so I've been working with ChatGPT to, uh, to help me, hopefully help me inject some of Harryhausen and some Dalmas into my work because those are two authors that I really like. Uh, the Soylent Green is probably the best known Ray Harryhausen. I'm sorry, Harry Harryhausen. Wait, Harry Harrison. Well, maybe I'll recover this bit. Um, Soylent Green is probably the best known bit done by Harrison, and he also did a series known as, well, called the Stainless Steel Rat, which are fantastic. They're kind of along the lines of James Bond, but my memories of them is that they are laced with more humor, and I really like that. It still gets into the whole spy aspect and a lot of cloak and dagger sort of things, and it's all fun. It's all fun for me. It's been a long time since I've read them, but I really like them all. And of course, you've got John Dalmas, who most people probably don't know, who did the Regiment series, which is also something most people probably don't know and most critics have probably ignored. But there was a simplicity to the science fiction aspect of those stories. He got a lot into the social aspect, which I'm a little apprehensive to engage with right now because I feel like it would be allegory, and because you'd be contrasting, or I would be contrasting something like ideal capitalism versus crypto. I'm sorry, not crypto. Crony capitalism versus socialism versus strong social programs within a profitable system. And I just feel like it would all be allegory, and I don't want to do that either. But I am hoping to inject some social context into my work. Anyways, this is a ChatGPT video, and I posed a question. I've been working with ChatGPT to kind of help me progress in developing a story that I'm working on. And let's see. Let's see if I'm comfortable going back. I may have to clip this next part and return to you, but let's see. Okay, this works. All right. So the last paragraph this thing produced on my rewrite request was it was given the plot away, right? The odd machine's purpose and destination remained a mystery, leaving any nearby observers bewildered and curious. Well, the audience is going to consider what the machine's purpose and destination is simply because it exists within the story. And to go on this, didactic here, it's like, well, fuck you. I don't want to, that's a ding against the author. And I don't let Chat GPT create the actual words of the story, but I do ask it questions to help me um, look at different ways to frame a section of the story that I want to tell. So I'll what I'll do is I'll lay out a scenario in kind of temporal terms, first to last. I'll try to give it some information regarding the characters or items involved, and then I'll see what it comes up with. And I'll do that again and again, giving it refining directives and asking it questions to consider, or really putting questions in its mind to consider, and then let it work with those. So Back to the topic of this video. The last paragraph is an example of what I would call giving away the plot. Even though, you know, I mean, maybe I kind of jumped to the gun on this because it's not giving anything away, but at the same time, it's putting it to words when it really doesn't need to be. Like, my experience with reading has always been better when I have to figure stuff out. I don't want the author to tell me everything. Sometimes I want the author to lay things out clearly so that I understand what's going on. But I don't necessarily want to be told, you know, 2 + 2 = 4. All right. So, of course, the way that I interact with Chatgpt, it's like sorry and thank you and I apologize and you're fine and this and that. And, you know, I just treat it like a conversation and it seems to work fine. So, this response here. I apologize for any frustration that may have caused. As an AI language model, blah, 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 I do not have the ability to intentionally reveal or withhold information. So intentionally is the thing. As I do not have an understanding of the concept of spoilers, but clearly it does because I haven't mentioned that word. However, I will do my best to rephrase the content in a way that avoids revealing important plot details. And I say your response indicates you understand the directive. Prove that you do by writing something that could happen in this story. So it writes this blurb, and you can go ahead and pause it and read through it if you want. And now my response to this blurb, because it's not normal, it's not a normal thought pattern. It really jumps over some things that I think people would probably come to first. So the implication of the passage is not the discovery of alien life, right? Which is this right here at the end. This is the big revelation. So, though well written, because I do like how it's written, this is garbage. What do you think the implication actually is? And let's see what Chatgpt has to say. And I know it's been a long video to do one Chatgpt response, and this is going to be the end of the video. But I wanted to share my reaction to what it has to say, and let's see what it has to say. Looks like it's done. I've been talking instead of reading. All right. My apologies if my previous response was not relevant to the story you had in mind. No, that's not the problem. Based on the original passage you provided. Okay, that wasn't the directive. The implication of the emerging black dome with an obviously engineered form is that it could be a all right, so now it's gone back to something else that was part of the story, and I had asked it to come up with something new, and then I had asked it to analyze its own work. So I guess this is consistent with other things that I've found working with Chatgpt for this purpose. It is not easy to tell it what to look at. It's not easy to train it. The more you work with it, I think, the better it gets. And occasionally it'll come up with stuff that, you know, you may not be too interested in at first, but give it a read anyways, because it might be handy to you. It may develop some insights that you hadn't thought of, but it's, you know, it's not going to do the work for you. Unless you really have no standards as to how the work comes out and you're happy to just feed it something and happy to take the result, it's not going to do the work for you. So that's the video today on Chatgpt. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe if you're so interested. I'll come up with a few more of these as time goes on. And be well. Good health.